Spinney's #1 talk radio station.
This is Farmer's Kitchen on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Now, just a quick reminder, if you've missed any shows this week or you want to catch up or share them with friends, you can get all of our podcasts online at DubaiEye1038.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And just looking back on starting up this week, Georgia and VirtueZone founder Neil Petch were celebrating World Space Week. They were chatting to startups boldly going, where only a few have gone before, and also finding out how companies are helping to shape things in terms of space exploration as well. And then back here on Earth, they had a vocal coach to some of the top music stars sharing some of her advice. So check out that Starting Up podcast. It's online or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Farmer's Kitchen on Dubai Eye 103.8.
With Spinney's. Eat well, live well.
We're celebrating beautiful ingredients and some of the benefits of olive oil in particular now. Magdalena is the founder and CEO of Aroma di Olio. It's just launched last month, so thank you for making the time. She's also a student at the Olive Oil School of Spain, an aspiring and soon to be fully certified master olive oil consultant and sommelier. I want to talk taste because where are you sourcing your olive oils from? And do you think you could do a blind taste and tell me which countries they were from, Magdalena?
That's actually a very interesting question. And I will tell you no, because it does not matter where the olive oil comes from.
Tell us more.
What really matters is what happens to the orchard, to the olive tree, to the olive fruit, how it's treated, how it's picked, how it's processed. This is where the quality comes from. And it's very difficult to distinguish between Greece or Italy or Spain or New Zealand, for example, because Australia and New Zealand are really big olive oil producers now as well. So no, there's different ways to determine the quality and what you get inside a bottle. So the first thing I would do is, and this is where the name of my company comes from, Aroma di Olio. The first thing to determine if you are having a genuine olive oil in your hand is if you open a bottle, you inhale. If you smell a beautiful fruity aroma, a big point. Yes, that's something that is genuine, that has not been it's not been processed in a way that it shouldn't, that the olive trees have been treated in the way they should have been. And the whole process, the whole value chain from the very beginning of the olive trees to the bottle and to the point when you are tasting hasn't been broken in any way. So the aroma is key. You need to smell. If you don't smell anything, or if you smell something a bit
chemically.
Yeah, it can be chemicals or it can be oxidized. It can be that it's been on the shelf in a supermarket for way too long and it's been exposed to light. Even electrical light doesn't helps to makes the olive oil bad. So the smell is key. That's the most important thing.
Having a look at the website is interesting because the bottles are beautiful, but some of them are coloured, as you say, dark. So to reduce that photosensitivity and any kind of reactions that you might see in the bottle, we're running out of time, but I want to know, lastly, how do we best enjoy an olive oil to really respect the good stuff?
Okay. So to do that, I would say invest in something that you are sure is an authentic product, okay? Because otherwise you are spending a little money on empty calories that don't do you any good at all or actually may harm you. Once you invest that cash, then actually the intensity of the product is so much more than something that you may have had in the past, that you end up using much less. It's a few drops here, a few drops there, and the same bottle would last you for, let's say, 3 months and not a month in case of something that's really blunt and boring.
Message here saying 99% of olive oil in supermarkets are fake. Exaggeration or fact, do you think?
Absolute fact. And I know this because I have read some really shocking books on the subject, and there's so much crime, food crime, that happens in this industry. it's something that consumers don't know. I wasn't aware of that until I started researching and studying.
So are they mixed then with other olive oils?
Yes.
Are they mislabeled? What's
Yes.
the story?
I'll give you a very classic example. Italy is the biggest producer of olive oil, the most famous one. If you think Italian olive oil, this is quality. What often happens, you get olive oil transported in containers from, let's say, North Africa. Okay, it's sitting on the ship for a few weeks. It's sitting somewhere in the yard for a few days in the heat, right? When it then gets to the big olive oil producers, they open a tank. If it doesn't smell horribly, they will accept it. If it's too bad, they will send it away and it goes to a cheaper producer, for example. What then happens? There's the whole production chain to make the olive oil look and smell as extra virgin olive oil. So they add chemicals, they add aromas, then they mix it with other blends, with other olive oils. It's such a process that in the end you do get a bottle in the supermarket that says olive oil from Tuscany because it was bottled there.
It's visited there. It's sat there for a little while. God, it's really, really eye-opening. And lastly, what's your best way to enjoy it? Is it dressing? Give us some ideas.
Okay. I enjoy olive oil all the time on everything. So obviously I did start with the basics, a few drops on my pizza, for example. Always with pasta, always. And there's ways to then pair it. But that's a totally different subject because it's a huge topic to talk about. But then what you can do is to try experimenting, and I love doing that. So I add olive oil to my vanilla ice cream, for example.
Ooh.
I add olive oil to chocolate dessert, like, especially if you have like chocolate with spicy...
like a choc and chili mousse or something like that.
Yes, and you add a few drops of spicy olive oil with that. It just takes the whole experience to a totally new level.
Okay, consider me inspired. I've got a message here saying, put olive oil in the freezer for a few minutes. Genuine olive oil will become milky, fake will not. True or false? Oh, maybe. Should we give it a try over the weekend?
We can give it a try. I've never done it because a good olive oil loses all its health properties if you put it in the freezer.
But just give it just a little taste, just a little sample just to see what happens. I have a message going, love this, where to buy or find out more. What's the best way of getting in touch with you and indeed shopping the site? Congratulations on the launch.
The best place would be to visit our website. It's called aromadiolio.com. We are obviously on Instagram and all the other socials. You will find us under Aroma di Olio. That's our handle.
Magdalena, thank you so much for coming in, sharing your story and sharing your passion. I think you need to start hosting holidays around the world, taking us on olive oil tasting tours. Can I please book a ticket?
That's definitely on the cards. It will be happening. This is called oleotourism. It's something that's up and coming.
Olive oil tourism. All right, watch this space. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Heading over now to get your latest headlines, and then we'll talk about the impact of restaurant guides on the eateries themselves.
Your ARN News
With Etihad Airways.